In the lead up to the end of the financial year, just like to discuss a few key issues with you that you need to look at, and also a few dates that you need to be aware of to make sure that you're compliant. Essentially, let's start with your accounting file. Ensure that you've reconciled your bank accounts, your credit cards and your loans as at the 30th of June. If your bank statement finishes on the 7th of July, it doesn't matter. Ensure the reconciliation is done at the 30th of June. Look at any old and outstanding transactions in those accounts, checks if you're still using them. Are they valid? If not, consider writing them off and reissuing them, or just writing them off. Then you might want to have a look at your trade debtors. It's an important time to check to make sure that they're all valid, that they're all collectible. If you've exhausted all possibilities for collecting some really old debt, now's the time to make the decision on whether they should be written off. If you're going to write them off, do so before the 30th of June. If you've got trade creditors, you should look at your trade creditors. Make sure that they're correct, that they're accurate, and that there's no duplications. If you've got any related party loans to other entities, you need to ensure that they reconcile at the 30th of June, that the balances from one file match the balances in another file. If you have employee entitlements, now's your time to check the accuracy of them. Also, just have a good look at them. Are they too high? Are you letting them blow out? Is anyone eligible for long service leave? Have a look at this so you know where your entitlements are sitting. In relation to stock, if you have stock, you should look at doing your stock take. Remember, stock is on a cost basis and exclusive of GST. You need to have this done at the 30th of June. Okay. The next thing is your assets. You might be looking at purchasing some assets. Remember, if you qualify as an SBE business, you can get an accelerated deduction for assets up to the value of $20,000. If you're not sure if you qualify for this, please call us and we'll talk you through it. So the next big issue then is superannuation. You need to look at your super and look at your super payable. If you've got super payable, you should consider paying it before the 30th of June if you want the deduction in this financial year. If you don't need the deduction, you have till the 28th of July to pay it. If you do need the deduction, tidy up your accounts. Make sure that the super payable is actually the balance of super that is owing. Check and reconcile. Xero, in fact, recommends that you should pay before the 21st of June if you want to clear a deduction in this year. You should not leave it till the last day. Also, providing you haven't been snoozing, you've probably heard about SuperStream. The 1st of July is your key date for ensuring that you're SuperStream compliant. So while you're looking at everyone's super, make sure that you have all the required numbers, that your program is SuperStream compliant, and that if you have any employees with self-managed super funds, that they have provided you with a USI number. You need this to make any electronic payments and to be SuperStream compliant. Right, and lastly, the most important for employees is the payroll. So you need to reconcile your wages, make sure that it's correct, check your allowances and check your PAYG withholding. You have until the 14th of July to prepare your PAYG summary statements and issue them. Before you prepare them though, you need to check when your cut-off date is. So when is the last date you make your physical payment of wages? This is not the date your payroll period ends, but the date of the actual payment of the wages. That is your last date. If you make the payment on the 30th of June, then that payment gets included in the year. Okay? And then take note of when your next payroll is due so that you can have all your end of payroll year features all wrapped up and any balance forward procedures done. You do have until the 14th of August to lodge all the declarations with the ATO. But remember, the 14th of July is when all the employees need theirs. If you need any assistance in reconciling these, give us a call, and again, we can walk you through that. So there's some key dates that you need to be aware of now that you've done all these end of year issues. And the first one of those is the 21st of July, which is when your payroll tax is due. Remember, this is an annual report and it includes the month of June. If you have any queries, give us a call, but the key thing you need to take in is to make sure that you do a full annual reconciliation and you include your allowances and FBT if applicable. Your next date is the 28th of July. This is when your super's payable if you didn't pay it earlier, and also when your BAS is due if you're not lodging electronically or through an agent. The next date is your 28th of August when your taxable payments report for the building and construction industry is due. Just a reminder that you've only got to do this report if you're in the industry or related to the industry, and generally it has to be submitted electronically. If you've got any queries on how to do this, again, give us a call. And lastly, something that often gets overlooked is the work cover declaration. It is due on the 31st of August. Now, they give you a suggestion based on details you've provided previously. Don't accept this. Make sure you check it, make sure it is correct. Otherwise, you can be paying work cover on wages that are not applicable anymore. It is really important you check this declaration and you lodge it. If you've got any questions on any of the issues we've discussed here today, please call the staff here at our office and we will more than happily talk you through those issues and help you out. Happy new financial year.